Hey, 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 what's going on, y'all?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to day 5 of Mastering the Art of the No. We're here again, day 5. We have some amazing content for you guys.
Yes.
We hope you enjoy it.
It's your guy Elijah I and the wonderful
Jennifer Coronado.
Hey, so happy Friday to everybody too. I just want to take a quick moment before you hop all in there. There's a lot of things that's going wrong in this world, as we all know. There's a lot of things we have no control over. And there's a lot of things that we cause to ourselves. But just take a quick moment and just thank you, thank yourself, thank the people in your life, and just be grateful. Another Friday, we got the chance to come to this weekend. Some of you guys going to relax. Just be grateful for what we have. Grateful for you guys being on here with us. Let's go to it.
Thanks everyone who's joining us again.
What up, Glenn?
Glenn's been part of this already for a few days.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you guys for joining us. We are super excited for our today's focus point. For today's content is going to be something you are going to be able to implement right away.
Right away.
Pretty powerful techniques. If you've joined us in the past, remind us in the comments what are some of the techniques you've already learned and are implementing. We have a focus point.
Oh, swell. What up, King?
Yeah, we already went through 4 focus points. So if you haven't gotten them, make sure that you get your ebook. We're gonna have the link in the comment box. You can also text Elijah to 59224 just to remind you guys of what are some of the things that we've gone over. If you're just joining us, we're gonna do a little recap because we're getting to day 5. So we're going to be doing a little recap of the focus points. So
the first one, you guys remember ARC? You guys remember ARC?
Focus point number 1 was ARC, which was
absorb, recognize, continue. Arc. When you have enough arc in your shot, the ball goes in. ARC, absorb, recognize, continue. Second focus point
was reframing the question. So finding a different way to ask the same question again.
Asking the same question multiple times. We talked about how powerful that is. Focus point number 3.
Focus point number 3, which was
what you should really only hear when you hear the word no.
Yeah, the only words you should hear.
That internal conversation. Let's lock into that conversation so you know exactly what's going on in your world, what's going in that earlobe, what's tapping into that cerebellum.
Last but not least, point number 4 was empathize, putting yourself in their shoes, which we went over. And we had some examples yesterday. We did a couple of deal breakdowns. So if you're just getting here, make sure you check out the deal breakdowns as well that we went over in the last, series, last lives. So today we're going to be going over focus point number 5. All right. So Kwan said, feel, felt, found. Yep. That was definitely a powerful one that goes with the empathizing. So again, guys, we're giving these simple techniques that you can implement in your journey to mastering the art of the no. And today's point is going to be.
Yeah. Well, if I get to the point, I just want to make sure we hit home that remember, this is your skill set. This is you becoming the best elite actor, elite basketball player, elite athlete. By you taking your craft seriously, it's going to open up space for you. It's going to grow your confidence. And it's going to put you in a position, regardless of what lead source you have, regardless of what happens in the market, this ability to close more deals, close more sellers, to get buy-in, to get yeses, to overcome no's, is going to pay you dividends year after year after year. I've been there, guys. I was working for jobs, calls in the queue. And then I went to working even on my own, wasting all my time, super unconfident, not sure how I'm going to pay bills, living at home with mom and pops. And I understood once I took the time to really start honoring my craft and really pounding on my craft and developing the same things we're sharing with you, man, did things take off. And I so want to employ you guys to really take this time serious, take full advantage of the information we're providing you, and don't just hear it, but implement it. Because those who implement will see the skill set submit. Let's go. All right, so let's get into focus point number 5. Focus point number 5 for today, and hopefully you guys have these jotted down. You guys ready to go? It's called a universal yes with a compliment and question. Universal yes, compliment, question. So let's unpack this a little bit. When you're dealing with a seller, and now let's think where you're at right now. So you're on your fifth no. So you have to understand 80% of the game will never even remotely get this far. They will never even dare take 4 or 5 no's. And the fact that you're here on your fifth no, you're putting yourself in a position where you are staying alive, staying in the game to shoot the shot so you get that game winner. So what's going to happen is they may feel a little frustrated at this time. They might be a little bothered that they told you no 3, 4 times, and now you're still here working on the 5th time here. That could cause some frustrations to some people, and you have to acknowledge that, right? So what you want to do, you want to utilize this technique in this exact formula. You get a universal yes. That's going to allow them to stop with the no, stop with the hatred and the frustration and the argument. Then you want to compliment them. People need food, water, and compliments, all right? They got food, let them get their own food. You got water, give it to them, but give people compliments. The more you compliment people, the more they're going to like you. And more importantly, why not say something good and positive, speak something powerful into people? Why not? You know, see how gorgeous Jennifer looks? You know what I'm saying? I compliment her daily, right? And see, I see Glenn spells his name so superbly, right, Glenn? See how I'm complimenting how you spell your name. You didn't spell your name. Your mom or dad gave you that name, right? But I'm finding a way to compliment you. And then you want to ask a question. When you ask a question, they're doing the talking and you're directing where we're walking, right? And so these are 3 different ways to really lock this down. The universal yes, followed by a compliment, layered with the question allows you to transition. And now you took that 4-second window, you pop that open to about 10 to 12 seconds to get back on track with the stages of the sell, right? So if you guys, so let me get one compliment in the comment section. Let me get one compliment that you would tell Jennifer. One compliment you would tell Jennifer. Why not? Go ahead and she one compliment you would tell Jennifer. All right, put it in the comment section. One compliment you would do. I want you guys to get used to saying compliments. It's fine. It's okay. These are words. People have such a big issue. Same thing. You know, hey, those are some nice shoes, bro. Good job. You know, you talk really well for yourself. Your voice has a very pleasant sound to it. Once you do that, you are allowing people to connect with you. You're allowing people to say, oh, you took time to acknowledge me. That ability to take time to acknowledge. We talked about this yesterday, how it's getting less and less personal, right? By you taking time to give them a universal yes, which we're going to dive into in a second, and giving a compliment to somebody, and when you're complimenting them, you're going to make them feel worthy. They're going to feel like they're something of value. Who knows? They might have been considered committed suicide that morning. Who knows what people are going through? And by asking a compliment and asking a question, you're able to advance the ball. See? Beautiful as a red rose. See? There you go. You're my type of person. I like the way you think. See? These are compliments. Keep coming on one. Doesn't have to be just for Jennifer. What type of compliments you like to use? Throw compliments out there. Let's see. I love you, girls curl. I love your curls, Jennifer. See? That's what I'm talking about.
Thank you.
You see? It's so hard for like that. You're almost obligated to say thank you. All right, let me listen. Yes. Those are the type of things.
I want to go back a little bit because I feel like a lot of you kind of runs through
I'm going to give an example.
But, you know, the big thing for me is like you guys really understanding why you would even use this, right? Because the goal, we're here because not just to talk about these strategies. These are techniques you guys can start implementing, right? When you're on the phone with the seller who, again, you're getting an objection or there's something that's blocking you there. And this is a way for you to say a universal yes, right? Followed by a compliment and a question. So it is a way to advance the conversation.
Extend the window open.
Open up that window and overcome that no. And so when it comes to that universal yes, you talked a little bit about that.
Oh, yeah, we're gonna
there's different ways, and you kind of, we just went over the compliment example, but on the universal yes, we talk a little bit more about how you can create those.
Yeah, so let's dial this in. All right.
Depending on like what you're talking about. So let's say we're already talking about an offer, and then you just start saying like, hey, how you like the weather today? I mean, how would that?
You want to keep it relevant, right? Because they're gonna know that you're doing something crafty, right? You want to keep it natural.
Them compliments coming, guys.
Nice. All right. No, I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. So a universal yes. These are things that everyone has to say yes to, right? Boom. So let's bust it down. So what we're talking about, so we're in the middle of deal. Here's an offer. They say no. What are some things, throw in the comment section, what are some things that everybody has to say yes to?
Yeah.
All right.
We can give you guys
now,
some
let me see what you guys are thinking.
Let's see what you come up with.
For instance, I'm going to give you one as you guys type them in here. Thing that everybody has to say yes to. So let me ask you, do you have a middle initial in your name? You have a middle initial? Or do you have a middle name? And so either what up, Steven? What up, King? The clean cut assassin. So by you, that's one way to get a yes, right? That's one way to get a yes. And so this is your property. The name's on the title. Of course, it's their property, but that's going to make them say yes. Universal yes. So this is your street. The street address is actually this. Some states the address might be different versus what the mailing address versus the actual address. So I just want to. So this is your property, correct? That's going to force them to say yes. And this is the correct. It's not just only the mailing address. This is the physical address. That's a yes. And for sure, if you get the right amount of cash, you're open to selling, right? No. If you give me $1 million, no. I don't care what. If it's not the right amount of cash, of course they're going to say yes. All right. So if you get the right amount of cash, you'll definitely be open to selling. And so you're going to guarantee sale. You're open to it. These are ways to get that universal yes. You want to start off with the yes because if they already told you no, and you didn't hang up, they didn't hang up the phone on you, it's still a yes because they could just hang up the phone and be done with it, right? So
let's see what are some other ways you guys can get some universal yeses. Make sure you put them in the comment box.
Throw in the comment box. What's some universal yeses? I'm giving you guys a couple here. But I want you guys to at least write out 10 of these universal yeses because I have so many of these in my back pocket. When the conversation starts going left, I'm taking my 4th, 5th no's. You want to have these. You want at least have 10 of these to go through. Like, you know what? Well, let me ask you a question here, Mrs. Client. Would you be okay if we wired the cash into your account, or would you want all the cash just in a bag? What would you rather have it? You rather in your bank account, right? No, everybody's going. No, but most people don't want it in a bag because then they still got to go and deposit it in their account. Because I'm mentally having folks on the cash. We didn't even talk about what the number is. I'm getting them to say yes. I'm taking them to a position where they're getting comfortable saying yes to me. So we talked about, all right, so for the right price, you're 100% open to selling the property if the price makes sense to you, right? Yes. Great. So, I mean, I got between me and you, isn't it true? Like we all want to make a better life for our friends and family. We can spend more time with them, right? Don't you love it when the weather's just beautiful out? These are things. Who's gonna say no? I like when it's hot and muggy in Arizona summers, right? All right. These are some universal yeses. So let's put them together now. So you're 100% open to selling the property if it makes sense to you, right? Yes. Great. Well, I mean, let me ask you. I mean, have you always been good at just making quality decisions, or is that something you develop later on in life? I'm complimenting them. Who doesn't want to be told? Right, that they're good at making decisions. Everybody wants to be made a good decision maker. Yeah. I mean, look at your wife. Look who you picked for your wife. You made that a good decision. I don't know about her. Hey, you know what I'm saying? So you can throw a little joke, a little humor in there. And then let me ask you a final question. So what's your plans to do once you get the cash? You see how I got a yes? I compliment. So by you getting a yes, they're like this with you on the 5th no, right? They want to knock you out, like get the hell up out of here, right? So like this with you. Right? Once you get them to say yes, now their hands are on their laps. Then when you give them a compliment, they're like, oh. And then when you ask a question, they're like, oh, it's right here. Let me show you. So now you took from here to here to here. Now they're pointing out, they're walking with you, talking about the property, talking about what they're going to do with the cash, what's life going to look like once they're out of this property, once the headaches removed from their world. So let me ask you guys.
Yeah, it's really powerful. You going right through it again because I feel like
slow it down.
Well, no, I mean I think that you just did a great job. However, like people still don't understand when to use this specifically.
So when to use this is when the conversation is going left on you. When you're talking with them, they're like, you know what, I got a bunch of offers. You know what, you just sound like you're just gonna be lowballing me. You know, no, I'm not gonna sell the property. It's like I obviously you don't want to sell the property. This is something you're choosing to sell, and this is not you don't need to sell, right? Yes, you just simply choosing sell if it makes sense, correct? Yes. Well, you're clearly a smart, intelligent, wonderful person who knows what they're doing. I mean, my only question: did you get that from your mom or did you get that from your dad? Now I just gave him a compliment. So let me ask you, where would you need to be and how fast would you need me to close if this makes sense? So what you want to do, you want to be able to make sure you're using these in different areas. So let me ask you guys, would you use this yourself, all right, at the very beginning, in the middle, or at the end? Put in the comments this technique. All right, the universal yes, compliment, and question. Would you use it at the beginning, in the middle, or the end? Put it in the comment section for us. Let's see what you guys got. All right, because I want to see how are you guys absorbing this? Are you guys clear when to use this here? When are you guys thinking you guys will be able to put this in play? All right, so I know. All right, so you said, Elijah, you talk with such confidence. Who is it that this conversation? People say conversations rule the nation. Are you familiar with that phrase?
So we're reading a comment that says, Elijah, you talk with such confidence. Who is that you get this conversation? People say conversation rule the nation. Are you familiar with that?
Nice. You're using it on us. So good. You got to give a universal yes. You complimented me and you asked a question. Look, Mark, you already put it in motion, King. I love it.
Got it.
I love it.
So we have
middle, end.
It says middle. Yep. We're end, beginning.
Nice.
And I use it at the beginning, especially on touching base after the first contact. Him can vary VA responses.
So the right answer is all of the above. You can use this at the beginning. You can use this in the middle. You can use this in the end. You can use this right before they're about to hang up on you.
Well, and through the escrow process, because again, a lot of deals fall through in the escrow process.
Starts crumbling.
When you're talking to other, anyone who's either the title company or there's ever any issue, you guys can use these points anytime you need to get something done. But yes, the first contact with the seller from a VA. Okay, so now you're taking this to the next level. Guys, these are points that you can be teaching your sales reps, your VAs, and they're simple enough for people to just get through the conversation.
Right, and the idea is because you are coming up with your universal yes, it's going to feel like you. I remember when I started out, I tried to sound like this lady who I was learning. I had to listen to her every day, Melissa Maine, right? She's from Maine, so I always call her Melissa Maine. And I used to sit next to her, and I would listen to everything she would say, and I would just try to go back and try to say it the exact same way she did it, and it wouldn't hit home the way it should have hit home. Why didn't it hit home that way? It's because I wasn't taking the time to come up and develop my own sauce, my own abilities to come up with my own stories, so it feels comfortable. All right. So I want you guys to take. Have a chance. Jenny, have you ever thought about that? Like, when have you used this? When have you been able to use? I know when you get your hair done, when you're negotiating, when somebody's trying to charge you more for your nails. When you're over here talking with other people trying to book you for consulting. What have you done? How have you used this?
Again, this specific one, I feel like I've used maybe universal yes and then question, or compliment and then question. However, this specific, because I'm not on the phones the way you are every single day, I would say for the most part, I do use this when I'm like calling, trying to negotiate, let's say a bill, or I'm trying to negotiate, something to be done, but we want it to be done.
How about our daughter? How about our daughter?
I use her as an example every day because you did a great job there. Here's a question. Move the conversation over.
Right, and I think what's so crucial is that what I think is so crucial is for you to kind of come up with options, come up with structured stories that you're able to go into it. All right. So like you know what I'm saying, Jennifer. Like the more you create from your own life and stories. So
Sure.
maybe you could think about.
Especially with the compliment side, you don't want to get too much into like what you were saying, right? Where one of the ones you say is like the weather or the property address. Those are all obviously very universal. Those are universal yeses. But when it comes to compliments, you definitely want to stay within your pocket. For example, when it comes to friends, when you're there's that book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, and complimenting is a great way to do that. However, for me, it's always about authenticity, making sure that it comes from a good place. So you're not just saying like, hey, that's a nice, nice hair or nice shirt, nice tie. It's coming from a place that you really would compliment them. And so a lot of this does have to do with like making sure you're being authentic, but there's so many ways, especially with the universal yes, that you can have some already in your back pocket ready to go whenever you're on the phone. It makes
it that much easier, guys and girls. I'm telling you, when you have this material to go to, you're gonna just know, hey, this conversation is going a little rocky. We're not really seeing eye to eye. For instance, we're just working on. If you guys go to my Instagram, I went to a fire damage property early today, and I'm walking the property. I'm seeing the property that we're already in contract with. We put a lockbox on it, and yesterday. I'm with the investor, Mike Lima. He's a boss out here in Arizona. And we're on the phone with the seller's CPA, all right, with the accountant, because we're going to do a creative deal. We're going to take over our mortgage, something creative, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm going back and forth with her. And she's like, well, what happens if you guys foreclose on it? What happens if you stop making a payment? So she's trying to get a little hostile with me. Okay. We're already in contract. Why are you getting hostile with me? What's going on here? I thought you were supposed to be on our team. So Mike just swoops in real smoothly, real cool, calm, collective. So we're here to buy the property. Boom, got her to say yes, right? Got her to say yes. And he's like, you know what? I love it when they default. I love it when they default all the time because I get the property back, and then we're able to make double the profit because I'm going to do it again and take another down payment from somebody else. So it's actually a good thing. I actually love it when that happens. I mean, that makes sense to you. I mean, you're smart CPA. You see how that equals out and totals out on the balance sheet. He complimented her, and it forced her to say, yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah, I am a smart CPA. Because if she said no, it would have do a chink in her armor. Like, well, maybe you're not as gifted. The seller's going to look at her. Why do I have you here if that doesn't make sense to you to be on your balance sheet? So he even used that technique without him even being aware. I don't think he's ever read my ebook, all right? But this is the techniques that work. When things get hostile, when things start getting frustrated, you're able to pull this in place. Like King Jaime was saying, you can use it at the beginning to get the report start off right. Get us, hey, let's get us on the same page. Don't you love it when people smell good? When they walk in a room, they just smell good. Now, I thought it was me at first until you walked in, and like it has to be you. Is that your clone? Is that successful woman? Hey, see, those are some of the things you're able to do.
And Jaime said, I like to use the compliment when they sound savvy, from Elijah. Okay, so you seem like a smart person that knows what he wants. Oh, that's a great compliment.
Well, yeah. I gotta agree. Like I do make some good decisions here. Hey, that's what you want them to get. You want them to lean back. You want them to lean back in a rocking chair, right? Yeah. Because they lean back in the rocking chair. Now they pass you a glass of lemonade. Now we're just talking. We're on the same side of the porch. Now we're taking advantage of our opportunities. Now they're open to hearing you. Now I'm dealing with somebody I may invite to dinner, somebody who I feel more confident with. What up, Andy? We got the Wolf of Closing in the building, my guy. Make sure you check out All In Family. But this is what's super important. Check out my guy Andy. One of the things that separates him, he has so much material that he can pull from. He has tools he's able to pull from. So you can hit him with so many different areas, and he's going to consistently have more material than they have no excuses to give him.
Yeah, but I love how we're about to read Jaime's right now, but I love how you're using this technique also in any type of kind of against when there's like a negative situation.
Right.
So, because in that case, the CPA was referring to something that again could have been an objection. If you lead the seller to make them feel like it is an issue, then it only gets worse, right? Now you're having to explain it. Now they have a stronger objection versus doing the universal yes, complimenting them.
Because what it is, it's a disruptor. You're shifting lanes on them. They're saying, no, I told you I'm not selling property. No, it's time to go. You know, I got another meeting I got to go to. By all means, don't you wish we all had more time so we could spend more time with the families? Who says no to that? Yes, I want to spend more time with my family. Yes, I wish I had more time. And see that it sounds like you're a good use of your time. I got to go here in a second too. But let me ask you, when you have time like yourself, I mean, do you get paid $500 an hour for your time or $1,000? Because you seem like a pretty valuable person. Well, yes, I charge lots for my time. So yes. So let me ask you a question. If we could get here and get a win-win off on the table, that's something open to discussing. Great, let's move forward. Now that's you're using, like I said, this is a disruptor, like Jennifer's saying. This is good for that combo breaker. You know, when they're trying to tackle you down and trying to get you off the phone, put yourself in a position to win.
So Jaime says, one of the compliment overcoming objections when selling a deal, when the buyer says, man, this house needs work, I say, I'm glad I contacted an expert that can see the beauty in this property. So right away, he's getting the objection from the buyer. He's complimenting him by letting him know that he's an expert. He can see the beauty in the property, redirected the conversation by complimenting him. So
there's beauty in the struggle, ugliness in the success. Shout out to J. Cole. No,
Andy, the fellow Olympian closer.
Yes, let's go. He's the top three. He's one of the top 3 closers in the country.
We have some real talent coming out with a lot more content, a lot more ways to help you guys close more deals. Yeah, because this is coming from a place of we've done it, not
true experience. We're talking about from true experiences, and like I said, the most tried and true, hands down thing that you can equip yourself with is having a better skill set that's recession-proof. Regardless if money goes away, I'm going to believe I'm going to be negotiating for chapstick. I'm going to be buying your house for chapsticks, wet naps. What was the Book of Eli? You know, I'm very confident, regardless if we have to negotiate chickens and eggs, if we have to negotiate with playing cards, or if currency's still in place, your skill set and you developing that is always going to pay you a dividend. And that's why it's so imperative to learn how to master the art of the no. That's why it's so imperative to do the role playing. So let me ask you guys, put in the comment section, how many times are you coming up? How many times do you compliment people in an average day? Is it one time a day? Do you compliment your mom, your wife, your daughters? You can give yourself a comment. How many times do you compliment somebody in there? I want you to take some self-reflection and see how few people do this. How many times do you compliment anybody, even yourself, in a day? Write it in the chat box. How many times are you complimenting someone in a day?
Ooh, I like that you're saying that, because this is a very, all of these tips, right, are tips that you can start implementing on your day-to-day life. You don't have to wait till you get on the phone with the seller. You don't have to wait until, you're on the phone with the seller to practice it. Obviously, we want you role-playing, but you could actually practice this in your day-to-day conversations, getting the new universal yes, getting the compliment, and then asking a question just to see if you can, change the dynamic of the conversation.
Try when next time you're at the cash register. Try it. Give them universal. Like I said, give them universal yes. Wow, like don't you love it when the register it rings up the exact dollar amount? Like, yeah. All right, wow, you're really good at your job. Have they even told you how quality of a registered custodian you are?
By the way, he really does this. Like every single time we are at a store, at a restaurant, anywhere else, he's always complimenting people. Is that just, do you do that because you're
think about it, you're practicing, you're planting seeds into other people. Who knows when they can see your content, when they see you on the street, who knows when you might need them for a compliment or when you might need a favor for somebody. Like, I remember you met me at a gas station one time. Who knows? I never underestimate who God puts us in front of.
And I guess it goes back to the people like doing business with people that they like. If you're complimenting them, they're already that much likely to like you and doing business with you, and they'll trust you because you complimented them.
Nice. So, all right. So you guys doing 1 to 2 times people a day, 2 to 3 times a day, 1 to 2 good. And this is something that I want you guys to get yourself up to doing 3 to 4. At least try to get to 5 compliments a day. If you usually, people around you are going to appreciate you more, right? Because I told you how few people do this. Few people like, listen, I ain't complimenting you. What you do so good? What you do so good, I need to be complimenting you, right? That hurts people. So by you getting used to getting comfortable complimenting people, it's going to make this part when you're in the middle negotiating with somebody and you have to use that universal yes, and that compliment is going to, like Jennifer said, it's going to feel very authentic and it's going to feel very real to yourself. And so we want to make sure we just kind of pound this home for you guys. You're able to see the value. These are simple things to do. It's even simpler not to do. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to keep you guys on for too long. It's Friday. I know you guys want to go ahead and get your quarantine drinking on.
Yes. All right. Before we head out, we want to, if you guys have any objections, anything else?
Any objections?
Drop them in the comment box. We have one more day for overcoming, for mastering the art of the no
series. One more day.
We want you guys to be equipped with these simple tips and to start mastering them, because it's not about more information, it's about more implementation.
Let's go, Jenny.
Which is why we're here showing up, because we want to emphasize the power of these simple tips that you can start using right away and try them for yourselves. Let us know what you think. Let us know if you can get results from them. Because these are the tips that we've used. Try it again. People like Jaime who use these every single day.
My guy's killing it.
All the closers.
DJ, Andy.
Yes, this is a strategy. System sales is a lot about strategy, but it's a lot about having the skill set. So it's time to start building that skill set. All you need is a few simple tips to start getting them, and start role playing them.
And what we want to just make sure we're hitting home is that you guys have this ability to, remember we talked last time about the apple seed. All right, this is you watering your apple seed. Every compliment you give out to somebody, you're watering that apple seed. And then when it starts breaking ground,
compound effect.
Right? And like I say, you do that compound effect. And when it breaks ground, that's when you're going to see things flourish. And that's when you can start feeding your family. So put the compliment, so put the objections.
So he just said, objection, tenants are not paying and won't move out.
Ouch. Not moving out. So what are you going to do about that? See, absorb, recognize, continue, right? And with the dummy down effect. So one thing I would say, the tenants aren't moving out. So usually this is going to be after you build some rapport. It sounds like you're identifying the pain, you're isolating the pain. Yeah. So what's going to happen is, this is what I would say, right now
we do have a little bit of a variable.
Right, because of moratorium, that's not allowing the people to move out, which I love. Because I'm even what's going to happen? Who knows how long this is going to last? They just extended it until October. So you don't expect another payment until October. What are you going to do about that? Mm-hmm. What's the plan if they don't? What have you been in there? Have they damaged it more, do you think? Now, I'm poking the pain more. I'm as concerned as they are as to what I'm going to do.
So would you say that's more of an objection, or that's more like they're telling you what the issue?
So they may say, I'm not going to sell because the tenant's not paying. They won't move out, so I'm not going to sell. I'm just going to figure out this on my own. But I'm assuming that's what's happening in this objection why you asked it that way.
Right.
And so, therefore, I'm going to poke the pain more. I'm going to paint even more bleak picture. And then I'm going to let them know I may be open to making your headache my headache till it's no longer a headache. How does that make you feel? Shout out to Keith. That's one of his joints I like to use. How does that make you feel? All right. So what happens is now you're allowing them to tell you, no, that's what it makes you feel better for you to handle this. I don't want to deal with this. I don't know when this is going to end. You know what? Let's just get a fair price. And now that fair price, I got a price in the variable that you don't want to handle. So that's how I would handle that specific objection, PJ. So the next objection you have here, and you guys throw them in there. This is your time. We want to answer these.
I can't sell. I have a reverse mortgage.
Wow, I can't sell. You have a reverse mortgage. Interesting. Well, what we can do is, what's your monthly payment a month right now? Great. Well, let me pause it right here. Let me pause. Make sure you guys understand on a reverse mortgage, there's a couple of different variables I want to make sure you bring into the table. Make sure everybody who's hearing my response understands this. So you bring more context, as Jennifer likes me to share. So what's happening here is this. When somebody gets a reverse mortgage, they have to be over 65, right? There has to be enough equity in place. Once they get that mortgage, the insurance company takes out insurance policy on that person. So they don't realize, because it's like a $5,000, $6,000 closing fee. Well, that's on insurance money. So they're banking on that person possibly dying. They're dying, and they automatically get all their money back. So what happens is a large fee up front. They gain insurance money. Now, every month, instead of them getting this big, large sum up front, they're getting little monthly payments every month that they can live on, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000. And every month that payment's being paid, it's eating up some of the equity. Now, if they pass away, then the kids have, I believe, 180 days. 180 days they have to sell that property, or the insurance company, or the mortgage company sells the property. Okay, so with that being said, how I would ask them is this: well, you know what? What's your monthly payment that you're receiving right now? What are you using money for that? Okay, well, I believe I'll be able to buy the property. We'll stop the payouts from you. We'll help locate you into a new property, and we'll pay this property out so you don't have to worry about you eating up all your equity and you still being alive and have no more equity left in your house. That'd be the worst case scenario for you, right? And that's how I would answer that. I'll let them know that just because a lot of these people don't really understand how the mortgage works, all they know is I'm receiving $2,000 a month, and I hope I I die before all the equity's gone. Unfortunately, that's kind of how that's their mindset against it. So that's how I would answer that question. Identify the payment, what they're gonna do. What did they need the payment for? Was it bills? Was it medical bills? Are they helping out a family member? Once you know where the money's going to, then you can identify the problem and then use the cash to cover that problem and handle the mortgage before they run out of equity.
All right, so that was an interesting objection. A little bit 103.
I went a little deeper because not everybody knows how to deal with that.
You got to explain that for sure. The next one is a tenant rebuttal. Ouch. That's no fun. How much money are you losing? Oh, so this is an actual.
Yeah, answering it. Let's go. I love that guy, man. That means the truth.
How much money are you losing a month? Let me get this burden off your hands. I'll assume the risk and get you paid so you can move on to bigger things. You don't want to deal with this headache anymore, right? Let me get that real quick. That's fire. That's why. That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm saying. You understand why my guy knocked out, have $70,000 months over there. Look at my guys just knocking numbers out. My guy, look, he gives a fire response. That's what I'm talking about. I love seeing this. That's what I'm talking about, Jaime. Let's go, King. All right. So I think what's really important is that you see, you're going to, the more this guy honors his craft, the more you take time to honor your craft. You're coming up with you coming up with these opportunities. It makes it easier. You're gonna have a lot of go-to opportunities to just spit out these rebuttals. The more you do that, it's kind of like this. When Jordan is playing ball, he has so many. He went left, he went right, he went over the top. He knows how to drive. He has so many options. So when it's in game time, he's already been here. He already knows what to do if you double team him. He knows if you drive him baseline. He knows what to do if somebody tries to go over the top of him. And that's why I want to make sure you guys see the power of doing the role playing, of mastering the art of the no, putting yourself in a position where you're able to create more opportunities with less leads. Do not blame the leads. You blame the leads, you're accepting excuses. Do not blame the economy. You blame the economy, you're accepting excuses. You have a gift inside you. You have that seed. And that's one of the big things that, from our survey and from just talking to so many investors that we see, when it comes to closing deals and when it comes to doing anything new for that matter, it's so much easier to justify. It's so much easier to make excuses. And it's also very normal. So if you find yourself in the justification, in the making excuses, just be okay with, giving yourself grace, forgive yourself for doing that, and understand that now you're equipped with some new tools and some new techniques and a different mindset, right? The mindset that is going to get you through the first, the second, all the way up until the eighth no, if necessary, because you're going to have that whatever it takes mindset to build a real skill, and not just depends on the most motivated leads, or does not just depend on the systems to get you there.
And at the end of the day, it's about controlling the controllables, right? Like you said, your babies can't eat excuses. You can't pay rent with the excuses why the leads weren't working out, why the system, you paid the guru and they ripped you off. Your bills don't care. They don't. All right. I understand. I've been through it all. All right. However, the one thing that tried to stay true, that has been proven time and time again, on your craft, master the skill set, keep working, keep taking offers. ABO, always be offering. Make those on TTMP. All right. Talk to more people. Shout out to Brent. And so what I'm saying is I want you guys to obviously get the ebook, Master Art of the No, get the audio book. We are working on some special things to specifically start helping you guys with this area. Yes, we'd love for you guys to do fire damage properties. We'd love for you guys to do it 100%. But there's no sense of you guys working on 103 if you guys aren't even finessing the basics. I need you guys to be closing deals quicker and more consistently. I need you guys to be knocking out 3, 5, 8 deals a month if you guys really work on the skill set, because you don't have to worry about those 1 home run deals if you know how to hit base singles and get yourself on base. You're going to bring home runs, and you're going to be putting food on the table, and most importantly, you're going to have the evidence to know that you can grow your skill set, be as skilled as you want to be. I believe in each one of you guys. I know it's possible. I've seen our little 9-year-old, her skill set is increasing just while she hears us talking here. So I want you guys to know what's possible. I want you guys to see what's possible. I want you guys to put yourself in a position to do more without having to expect to spend so much more, expect to wait for the right opportunity, the unicorn opportunity to drop in your lap. It's really going to happen. So
yeah, so unless you guys have any more objections, we're going to be heading out here soon. Thanks everyone for joining us for day 5 of Mastering the Art of the No.
Yep.
Tomorrow is day 6.
Day 6, our last episode together.
Make sure you join us it's on a Saturday.
Saturday,
wait till you block the time. Join us from wherever you are. You're going to want to take notes. You're going to want to hear, what we have. We're going to have some other examples, and we're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow. So thank you all. And one last thing with Mark, he said, got to be careful of assuming payment phrase. I would say take over on your behalf. I think it's better wording. What's your thoughts, Elijah?
Got to be careful on assuming payment phrase. Assuming I'll take over on your behalf. Yeah, so on the creative notes, I agree. You could start off the conversation. I'm okay with possibly assuming your payment, but taking over your note on your behalf keeps you a little bit. Like I said, my yarmulke is approving that. All right, so like I said, the less committal you put yourself, the less hot water you're gonna find yourself into. So you want to keep it as universal as possible. If I can take over your existing arrangement, how about that? Even payment. Let me take over your existing arrangement. And if the numbers make sense, we'll operate together. How's that make you feel? Hey, so if we gave you guys some fire today, if you guys feel what we're trying to provide you guys, if you feel the energy we're trying to put in there to you guys, so you guys are closing more deals, so you guys are having the best quality of life possible. Like I said, we're trying to let you guys know you don't need the best podio system. You don't need the best lead source in the world. You need belief and overcome rejection and have the skill sets to pay the bills, all right? So if you guys are feeling that, throw your boy some fire emojis. Throw your boy some diamonds. Fire emoji or some diamonds. Or throw your boy some A's. Let me get it, y'all. Let me get it here. I appreciate you guys. I want you guys to know I truly appreciate you guys taking time. We always say, everyone. I don't care if it's 2 people or 2 million people are here. We're here to walk on path, operate with purpose, and walk on our path and connect and pour into other people. Allows our cup to be filled. And as we like to say, each one teach one, each one reach one. Go out your way today and be a blessing to someone, y'all. Salute. Bye. Bye.